Hey everybody, welcome. It's Power Up Your Practice Tuesday, and we are 1 minute late. I apologize. I had a few technical difficulties, but here we are, and welcome. I am Dr. Shawn Powers, and I help other chiropractors, CAs, their teams, individuals live the life that they want by, doing more of what they want, contributing and serving and saving more lives. So today our topic is about time and how we invest our time and some hacks to help you better manage yourself and manage your time. So I just want to say thanks for being on, and if you're watching the video later, thanks for doing that as well. Basically I'm all about helping you increase your business so you can increase the quality and the quantity of your life, to be able to spend more time with the family and do things that you love. So today, some of the things I'm going to speak to are going to be appropriate for in practice, in business, at your home, in whatever service organizations you're involved in. I want you to realize that I want you, after these Facebook Lives, to not go, wow, that was good, but to make sure you take some action, all right? Because you can have all this knowledge, but not take any action, and then where's that gonna get you, right? So it's all about action. The reality is that we choose to make our future. We choose to create our destiny, and the choices that you make today will determine your future tomorrow. So if you like what I'm saying, please just go ahead and push share, push follow so you know what's going on. And always remember that I'm here to serve you at Power Source Coaching. So there's free tips, resources, emails, PDFs, anything to help you grow yourself, your practice, and your team. So like I said today, we're talking about powering up your practice by increasing your management of your time and in investing in your time. And I just want to say a couple things about time. I know you've probably heard these statistics before, but they're really, really important. So think about this. We have 1,440 minutes in every day. We have 24 hours in every day. We have 86,400 seconds in every day. Now, I'm sure you've heard this said before, is that you cannot buy more time, but you have the same time as all of your heroes, all of the people that you look up to, all the people in history that have accomplished massive contribution and impact. So the one thing that I'm going to ask you to make a decision today is to realize that time is a commodity. It's precious. In my personal opinion, it's a gift. And what I do with my time is what I do with that gift is my gift back to my maker, God, whatever you want to say, who's given me this gift. I want you to realize that time is limited. Time is valuable. That's why I only do like 20 minutes or less on these Facebook Lives, because I want you to get some inspiration. I want you to get some content that's actionable, and I want you to go out and make your dreams come true. I want you to realize that you have to decide to choose how you invest your time wisely. Sometimes people are wasting it. Sometimes they are spending it, but I want you to think about how you invest your life. Hey, Bradley, nice to have you with us today. Welcome. Now, I want you to think about calculating all the things you must do out of those 1,440 minutes of the day. We have to allocate time for eating, sleeping, working out, getting our own self-care in, our learning time, those kind of things. And if you calculate how you use your time, you will most likely invest it better. You might just pay attention and run a log, for the next week and say, wow, I spent this much time on Facebook. Remember, power up 20 minutes every Tuesday. It's worth it. But are you scrolling or trolling or doing things, are you spending an inordinate amount of time watching TV? Remember, time is a commodity. Hey, Jen, glad to have you again. Hey, so I want you to realize that the great things that you can do with your 24 hours, with your 1,440 minutes, with your 86,400 seconds is up to you. You are either going to have an impact, a contribution, do great things, connect with your family. Like, I'm personally so excited because we are going to go into a wedding next weekend for my family. Then I'll be in Chicago to spend some time with my family. Then we're going to have a family reunion. And when I went away to chiropractic school, or first I went to nursing school in Iowa, then on to chiropractic school, I really haven't lived in the same city as my family for decades. But I make that investment of my time to stay connected to my family. So choosing wisely how we invest our time. I want you to think about, in terms of your time, I know if you're a doctor of chiropractic, you're making a difference, right? You're giving adjustments that add quality and quantity to people's lives. So you're adding time to their life, right? But in the rest of it, what are you doing? Are you really making a contribution? Are you disrupting, right? We are disruptors, right? Because people live in an outside-in world, and we're helping them live from above down, inside out. So the things that you learn about time and investing it versus wasting it or spending it, choosing it wisely, you can translate this to your team, or hopefully your team are on the Power Up calls as well. Or you can share this with your practice members. So the question is, how are you investing your time? And let me say this. I want to just say to you that the number one thing I'm going to ask you to do is to pledge. Never, ever, 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 ever again say, I don't have time for that. I don't have enough time. Oh my God. You know, so many of us act like time is our enemy. And you really need to look at the belief system that you have around time. I choose not to take time for that. I choose not to use my precious commodity for that at this moment. And so I want you to make a pledge that you have the same hours, minutes, seconds in a day that people who are accomplishing great things. And if you shift your mindset around time, it will become your friend instead of your enemy. So what we're going to talk about in terms of hacking time basically is, number one, your behavior management. You manage your behavior, and within your behavior, you decide what you need in your life to eliminate, what you need to automate, and what you need to delegate. Now, this is true in your life and in your practice. I am a big believer in systems. Systems that are effective, that helps me better invest my time versus being inconsistent, not knowing what produces the outcomes or the results that I want. So always having a system literally for everything. Like, I just got this new workout from my trainer, and it is going to save me an awesome amount of time. Get my cardio, get my workout in 40 minutes. And I'm excited. I have to say though, the first time I did it, for the next 2 days, I was like, having some trouble. But I've saved time. So systems for everything you do. I have systems for food prep. I have systems for practice. I have systems for Power Up Tuesday. So remember, behavior management, have systems, and this is a really big key. Learn how to say no. A big question is this going to move me closer to my goals? Is this fulfilling my destiny? Is how somebody's asking me to invest my time right now, is it an actual investment in my time? Or is it a waste or spending of my precious commodity, my 86,400 seconds that are gone like that? And so I just say no to a lot of things. You got to look at what's important to you. And I also believe that we don't always have to say, no, I don't want to do that, or I can't do that, because you can just graciously say, I'm sorry, I can't say yes to that right now. I'm sorry, I can't say yes to that right now. So a lot of times people don't like to say no, but the objective is to invest your time. So some things you will say no to. Might not be no forever, but it could be no today, or this year, or this week, or this month. So controlling your schedule, controlling your day is part of your own behavior management. It's part of the system that will allow you to invest your time for better prosperity, to live your purpose, to have greater impact, and to make more profit in your business or in your practice. So controlling your schedule. The reality is, if you don't control your schedule, guess what? Somebody else will. If you do not control your schedule, somebody else will. So I want you to think about looking at your day in terms of blocks. For those of us who practice chiropractic, or if you're in any other discipline, because I know a lot of people are listening to this, think about before you go into your practice or into your business, before you start your day, that's a block of time that you decide what the systems are, what the outcomes, what you want to accomplish from the time you wake up until the time you walk into the sacred threshold of healing, which is your chiropractic office, if that's where you're going. So what do you do in that block of time? Is it spiritual renewal, mental renewal? Is it physical preparation? Is it preparation in any way, shape, or form? From the time you wake up to the time you walk in, what are your outcomes that you desire? What are you going to do? What are your systems? And most importantly, what do you have to say no to? And honestly, I want you to keep thinking about this. What do I need to eliminate? What do I need to automate? And what do I need to delegate? There are times in my life when big projects, speaking, I'm on the road, things like that. And by the way, I just want to say, September 15th, I believe it is, ChiroFest, Seattle, I'm going to be there live. So if you're in that area or not, get on a plane. It's one of the greatest events in chiropractic. So when I'm prepping for things like that, or I'm on the road, I systematize my food. I have a company who delivers organic, whole 30, paleo type of food. So again, in the morning, what do you need to eliminate? What do you need to automate? What do you need to delegate, right? And that will give you more seconds, more minutes to clearly focus on what your gifts are, what you want to contribute, what you want to accomplish, and how you want to invest your time. So look at your days in blocks like that. So we start off in the morning. Then we get to our practice or to our business or whatever, maybe you're a mama and you're listening to this and you have your time where your baby or your kids are gone. What's in that block of time? Again, behavior management systems, what you say yes to, what you eliminate, what you automate, and what you delegate. And then when we're at practice, and almost in every business, there's service time, there's admin time, the time we have to really do all the behind the scenes stuff that makes our service better. There's promotional time. How do we let people know what we're doing and why we do it and how they'll benefit from it? And then there's what I like to call performance enhancement session time. How do we create sessions that allow us to learn, to role play, to train, to increase our personal and team performance to better serve and save more lives? And then the family time. And I'm going to tell you, you really need to carve out these blocks, and you need to be fully focused and 100% committed to those blocks and your outcomes during those blocks. We have a no phone zone for a period of time in our home after office hours, at dinner, through that evening, because otherwise, my husband and I are both consultants. We could be connected 24/7. When our kids come, that could be, did you see this video? Did you see that? And we're all on our devices instead of eye to eye, heart to heart, being connected. So the final block of time that I want you to look at is me time. And remember, this is all about investing to better serve and save our lives, to better contribute, to make an impact, to disrupt the outside-in world to above, down, inside out, so that at the end of your days, you can look back and you're like, that was a phenomenal day because I chose how to schedule it, how to manage it, how to manage myself, and accomplish what I want. right? So that I'm moving closer to my goals and my purpose on this planet. So your me time, where do you put that in? Do you put it in at the beginning of the day, end of the day, in between the day? Only you can decide on these systems and this behavior management, because we're all a little bit different, right? But me time needs to be renewal, rejuvenation, rest, health, learning, the development of the whole of you as well as the care of you. I could see people are liking that, Nicole. Hi, good to see you. And Kevin, awesome. So investing your time. So let's just look at, when we are in practice, when we're in life, we always have like things coming at us, right? And so how do we manage input? How we manage input is we decide if we're going to respond now. Is this something I have to answer now, take a call now, speak to a person now? Is it something I need to delegate? And I really should do a Facebook Power Up live on delegation, because a lot of people make massive mistakes in delegating, and that's why they get stuck in trying to do everything they can. So they're actually spending time and wasting time on things that are below their pay grade instead of delegating it. So we only delegate to people who have the ability, the skill, and the knowledge to do what we need them to do, and we set parameters and boundaries. That's delegation in a nutshell. So again, how do we manage our input? All that stuff that's coming at us. Do we do it now? Do we delegate it? Do we defer it? Look, I love tech, and I sometimes love old-fashioned systems of filing, but mostly I use tech. And so my Google Drive and my 1 through 31, I just organize in a way that works for my brain. And I also work in 2-minute increments. There's a great productivity guy called David Allen, and he speaks about 2-minute increments. Now, all of us who've been at the adjusting table, you're working, and then all of a sudden, nobody's there. And maybe it's only a minute or two, but what can you accomplish in 2 minutes? So some things that we might defer or schedule later could be in our 2-minute category. And sometimes we'll have 2-minute increments in 10 or 15-minute blocks. Again, remember, I asked you at the beginning to make a pledge that you will never, ever, 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 ever say, I don't have time. You choose how you're going to invest your time. You make a decision not to waste it or to spend it, frivolously, because it's a commodity that you'll never get back. So the other thing that I'd like to finish up with is identifying your productivity sinkholes. Where does your input get you overwhelmed, or where do you get off track? Because even though in the beginning I talked about creating a system, managing your behavior, learning how to say no, there has to always be some level of flexibility, right? Because things are going to come up, and if we're really clear about our desired outcome, our purpose, why we are here, what our impact is going to be in our contribution, and how we're investing our time, we will know how to eliminate our productivity sinkholes or how to reduce them. All right. And, CAs, they have to be masters at managing productivity sinkholes, because they've got a billion people around them wanting to suck them into who knows what. And they have to be masters at managing their productivity, as do we as doctors or any business owner or any mom or any dad listening to this. So the next thing I want you to think about, so we've talked about your behavior management, we've talked about your systems, we've talked about learning how to say no, we've talked about control your schedule or somebody else will, and be focused on your outcome for each block of time that you utilize. We've talked about whether we do something now, we delegate it, we defer it, or we schedule it later, we file it or we trash it, and identify our sinkholes, our productivity sinkholes, how we want to eliminate them or reduce them. And the next to last thing to help you serve more people, save more lives, live the life you want, prosper, and be on purpose is to be decisive. Make up your mind. Be decisive, because you know what? The reality is sometimes we're paralyzed by perfection. I've really been guilty of that. I just keep not getting something done because I want it to be perfect. But if we are decisive, we're going to get more done. And we're going to take our hour of power, we're going to look back, and we're going to decide, do I need to pivot? Do I need to adapt? Do I need to refine or get rid of something? So avoid perfection paralysis and be decisive. I promise you that will help you invest your time in a much better way. It will literally save you time over the long haul. And the last thing I want to share with you today, as we're wrapping up, I went a little bit over 20 minutes investing our time, is to do the math. Do the math. If you're a doctor of chiropractic, you know how many adjustments you can deliver during the hour. And so you know what you earn for those adjustments. If you're a CA, you know what you earn per hour. And so we have to look at is something, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, because sometimes people will take this in a negative way. There are people who love cleaning houses, and that's their profession and their passion. I have one of the greatest housekeepers on the planet. And because if you look at what I'm worth an hour and what I get to pay her, it doesn't make sense for me to clean my house because number one, I don't love doing it. And number one, I can invest my time in other ways that will contribute to this planet, feed my passions, and fuel my purpose. So you need to look at, is something above your pay grade, below your pay grade? Do you outsource it? Do you delegate it? But do the math so that you're investing the gifts that you have on the things that only you can do, and let somebody else who loves doing that, whether it's your gardening, your dry cleaning, you can get somebody to do everything you need nowadays other than the things you love. So again, I'm Dr. Shawn Powers, powersourcecoaching.com. I love to help people thrive by doing what they love, doing it well, and contributing to this planet. So again, I'm going to be on the road this summer, and in September I'll see you at ChiroFest if you're there. And in the meantime, please do not hesitate. Make sure you choose how you're going to be investing your 24 hours, your 1440 minutes, and your 86,400 seconds, because you literally can save and change lives with those precious moments that are yours. I love and appreciate you. Thanks. Please follow, share, spread the word. I'm here to help. Peace out. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, did I end it?